we are moving on to the Wilmington area market spotlight. And I'm excited to say that we're talking about Wilmington. Wilmington has a lot to offer, and we thought it would be nice to really let you know about the other areas throughout the Carolinas that we're in, so that you can see who could partner with you, who could be a great referral, and just to get a little bit of insight so that you have some market intelligence and some great information to share when clients ask you about different areas, because you're not only their market expert in the location where you are, but they want to know about other areas, and the more that you can offer, the better. So Wilmington, an hour and 36 minutes from Myrtle Beach, 3 hours and 30 minutes from Charlotte, 5 hours from Anderson, Asheville, about 5 hours and 30 minutes, 6 hours from Waynesville. Our coastal area from Wilmington, about Topsail Beach, all the way down to Pawleys Island, is a great, incredible resource. If you haven't been down there, if you haven't traveled to those beaches, I suggest that you do so. They are truly some of the most spectacular areas in North Carolina and in the country. Our team down there, Amy Aldridge, is our broker in charge at our Oleander or Bradley Creek office. She and Jimmy Hopkins, who is our downtown broker in charge and partner in the Wilmington area, are great resources. Amber Warrington is our admin, and she is in Amy's office, and Courtney Boland is our admin with Jimmy. And they are very excited about both of those admins. When you look at our satellite offices, we have a team office in Leland, and Domin and Schwartz team is there. Scott Gregory has a team office there. And then we just opened our newest team office, Destination Beach team, with Chris Kuhn, the team lead. As we get started, I'm going to introduce Jimmy Hopkins. He has been a longtime Wilmington native. He has a lot to share, and he is one of our leaders there. I would introduce Amy. I'm not sure if she's on the call today. She is having a grandchild, or just had a grandchild, and she also has a husband who's having a little bit of surgery. So we are excited for her new grandchild, and we look forward to talking to her soon. Jimmy, welcome. How are you today?
Great, Tiffany. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I really appreciate you joining us today, and I know everyone's excited to learn a little bit more about what's going on in Wilmington. Can you tell us a little bit about the lifestyle? You've lived there for a really long time, and I know that you live in downtown, right?
Absolutely. Wilmington is a beautiful city. It's a kind of a microcosm of a large city. Lots of folks from different parts of the country. Of course, there's historic downtown Wilmington, which you're looking at on the video, and there's Wrightsville Beach and everything in between, golf course communities, and of course our suburb communities, which Jennifer and Jeff will talk about further, are just incredible, incredible places. Great lifestyle.
That's great.
I get to wear shorts and a polo shirt to work.
That is fabulous. And your downtown is really kind of a old and quaint feeling, but it really has a new vibe to it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Downtown, the city of Wilmington allowed breweries maybe 10 years ago. And I think now we have probably 40 or 50 breweries in the Wilmington area. And that combined with the incredible movie scene, which we've had for years, we've been known as Hollywood East for decades. And that has slipped away with some of the filming credit incentives had disappeared. And now that those incentives have started to come back, or tax credits, our building alone was used 6 or 7 times last year for a movie.
That's incredible. I've seen a lot of great movies come out of there over the years. And so it's nice to see North Carolina bringing back the film industry.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your team. You have the downtown office, and you've got your layout right there.
Yeah, our team's, the downtown office is a little different in that we have a development company and a real estate company in the same office. So a lot of our folks are specialists in new home sales. We have maybe 8 or 9 communities coming up in the next 12 to 18 months. So a lot of these folks you see do specialize in new homes. And downtown's just, it's a different kind of market. Our office is walkable to the river. So we don't get a ton of walk-in traffic. People are walking by us going to a bar or a coffee shop. So it's a different kind of little boutique office downtown.
That is great. I've been to your office and it is definitely ideally located in downtown. And tell us a little bit about the average sales price and what you're seeing in the market in the general Wilmington area.
It's amazing the increase. You can't keep. We put 4 duplexes on the market at Wrightsville Beach a couple of Fridays ago, maybe a month ago. And I put them in MLS maybe 8 o'clock in the morning. Was at a charity luncheon, and by noon we had commitments on all 4. When we started construction on them a year and a half ago, we had thought the price would be 1.5, 1.6. We listed them at 2.1 and 2.2, and they all snapped up in 4 hours. There's a house at Figure 8 that we showed the house maybe 2.5 years ago, was listed at 3 million. Someone bought it, tore it down, built a house, just listed and went under contract the same day, 10.7 million. So you can't keep inventory on the market regardless of the high end or starting. And you can see our average sales price is 484, and probably 5 years ago, it was probably 275, 280.
That is crazy. And you guys are getting over list price, it sounds like, on a consistent basis, and days on market, 22 days. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, if you get anything under 400,000, you will get multiple offers the day it's listed.
That's great to know. It looks like you've got a ton of beautiful properties here. Are these some of the houses that you've worked on?
Actually, the one in the middle, top middle, is the Figure 8 house that just went under contract at 10.7. The bottom middle are the duplexes we're doing at Wrightsville Beach. And the top left is a townhouse project we're doing maybe South Wilmington.
Nice.
Not maybe South Wilmington. It's called Monkey Junction, but folks from Charlotte wouldn't know what Monkey Junction means.
Okay. Yeah, those are all beautiful homes, and look at the views. Those are spectacular.
And more of downtown. The historic district is thriving. They predict that Wilmington's population will double in the next 7 years.
That's incredible.
So it will be, more in line with the Charleston-sized city, as opposed to small town that it's always been.
That is great. And you guys have the University of North Carolina at Wilmington and Cape Fear Community Colleges, 2 colleges. I know a ton of kids from our area go down to Wilmington for school and they never leave. Do you see a lot of parents buying rental properties or properties for their kids to live in instead of paying rent? Absolutely.
We have a lot of waiters and waitresses with 4-year degrees here in Wilmington because they don't want to leave the beach. UNCW, of course, is recognized one of the top universities in the country, especially in marine science. Cape Fear is one of the top, or the 3 largest in North Carolina. We have maybe 5 campuses with Cape Fear Community College, great college transfer program, #1 nursing program in the state. So some great educational opportunities for folks moving to Wilmington and folks choosing to come to Wilmington to the beach.
That is great. And I know you are very involved in the art scene. There's a lot that goes on there, from Greenfield Lake to the Wilson Center, just
Absolutely.
A lot of arts as well.
Greenfield Lake is older. It was founded in the 60s, 70s, has gone to renovation. It maybe seats 1,400 people. Live Nation, the Live Oak Amphitheater, Live Nation now runs the bookings, and it seats maybe 9,000. Last summer was the first full season. Every concert sold out. The Wilson Center is actually part of Cape Fear Community College, and it would be comparable to the Blumenthal in Charlotte.
Oh, nice.
In fact, I think our sound system is one up because it's only 5 years old, so we did a little more high tech.
That is great. And you guys also have a lot of other downtown district. These are just some pictures and some things going on in downtown Wilmington as well.
There's something for everyone. If you like the wine scene, there's like a district that has lots of wine shops. Same for breweries, foodies, art. There's a neighborhood for everybody.
That is
also
great.
the largest historic district in the country that is all touching each other.
That is incredible. Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for sharing with us information regarding downtown Wilmington and Wilmington in general. I appreciate your time today. I know everyone learned just a little bit about Wilmington. And next,
Well, any of your agents who ever need a place to work with you at the beach, feel free to stop by.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much. And so next up is Jennifer Bullock. She is the team leader of the Jennifer Bullock team, and she is out of our Bradley Creek office. And I appreciate you being with us today, Jennifer. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Jennifer, this is your team, and we've got Amy Aldridge is the broker in charge of your office, and we've got Joanna, Cammie, Addison, and Kelly out of there, but you also have a large team presence. Tell us a little bit about your team.
So our team has 14 people. So that's beside me, and all the other people are members of the team. I am born and raised in Wilmington, have been in real estate since 2007. And prior to real estate, I was a local high school science teacher.
Oh, I bet you were a strict science teacher, knowing you.
Actually, I had kind of fun, but I
I
like
bet you
real estate
had
a whole
fun,
lot
but you
more.
were stern, I bet. Okay.
You had to be.
Well, Jennifer is going to talk to us a little bit about Wrightsville Beach and Carolina Beach today, which are two very hot markets and two very different communities. Jennifer, tell me a little bit about Carolina Beach.
Yeah, I definitely, real quickly, our office, Bradley Creek office, we've been here about a year. We're in Midtown of Wilmington. We're about 2 miles from Wrightsville Beach, about 5 miles from downtown Wilmington, and about 12 miles from Carolina Beach. So we really do have an ideal spot as a kickoff to pretty much anywhere. But Carolina Beach in general, super fun. The main difference, in my opinion, between Carolina Beach and Wrightsville Beach, other than the price, is Carolina Beach is a little bit more commercialized. It's beautiful. You know, you've got the Boardwalk, which is gorgeous. You've got Britt's Donuts, which has been there forever. You've got the, and I'm sorry, I think I'm going out of order with the.
No, I'm sharing information. I'm going.
So I apologize about that.
No, not at all.
They do have music on Thursday nights and kids movies and fireworks. It's just a really fun environment. You go a little bit further south and you're at Fort Fisher, where I think you just were, and you've got an aquarium that just got updated a couple of years ago. It's a really beautiful aquarium, kind of in between Carolina Beach and Curry Beach.
Nice. And as we pop back through, this is the Boardwalk and there's golf carts. You said you love the golf carts and Carolina Beach.
Yes, so Carolina Beach allows golf carts where Wrightsville Beach does not allow golf carts. Yeah, it's just a fun, it's a totally different vibe.
That's right. And so going back over to Wrightsville Beach, you've got that loop. Tell us a little bit about Wrightsville Beach and what the vibe is like there.
So Wrightsville Beach to me, well, when I used to work out, I used to laugh because I don't care if I went to Wrightsville Beach at 5 o'clock in the morning, at 10 o'clock in the afternoon, it didn't matter. The loop is 2.5 miles. There is always, I mean, there's kids biking, there's people running, there's skateboarders, there's people walking their dog. They in the center of the loop, they've got a soccer field, they've got basketballs, tennis, playground. It's just a very active community. No golf carts are allowed at Wrightsville Beach. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit different because on the outskirts of Wrightsville Beach, you have Landfall, which is a huge neighborhood with about 2,500 homes. You've got tons of shops, grocery stores, restaurants, movie theaters, and there's a bike path that takes you from all of those into Wrightsville Beach. So I feel like Wrightsville Beach is a lot more active, whereas Carolina Beach, I-40 turns into Carolina Beach Road, which goes over the bridge. So there's no way in the world I'd ever ride my bike over the bridge of Carolina Beach.
Yeah. And it's kind of this high bridge too. So if I remember correctly.
And people are flying. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but it's fun, but most people at Carolina Beach seem to be on golf carts.
Okay.
But this is one of our listings. It's right outside of Carolina Beach. It's actually in Wilmington. But the great thing about Wilmington, it's one of the largest cities in North Carolina that has water access. So that is really important because you're not stranded in a small town that you have to drive 20 miles to a grocery store. You have everything. This neighborhood is about 4 miles from Wrightsville Beach. Carolina Beach, but it's a boating access community. So this one, team member Sarah Milam listed it, and we actually had both sides. We were able to, within 2 days, have the listed and have the buyer.
It's nice. Do you see a lot of people that are moving to the area that really are finding it affordable to have a second home there, or do you see a lot of
the prices that, like Jimmy was mentioning, the prices have gone up at Carolina Beach. The prices in the past year have gone up. I just had my notes, hold on. The prices have gone up like 14% from last year. but in Wrightsville Beach, like 19% from last year. But a lot of people do, it is a lot of people coming from all over to come in, and yes, they are buying second homes. And it's important. And then you go a little bit further from us, you've got Topsail Beach and North Topsail, which has its own issues as far as insurance and having the right insurance and knowing what insurance is needed in different parts of these beach communities, as well as wind and hail insurance. So it is important as you have clients coming in here to make sure that you partner up with an agent that knows the area and knows the ins and outs and the legalities. And I would love to be that agent. We do a lot of referrals. I think we actually had like 67 referrals last year from everybody all over the country. So thank you.
That is fabulous. And I know there's a lot going on in Carolina Beach and Wrightsville Beach and Wilmington overall. It's such a gorgeous place to live. And
it is growing leaps and bounds.
Yeah, we really appreciate you taking time out of your day today to be with us, to share the Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, Wilmington vibe. And we are going to move on. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And next up, we are taking the Fort Fisher Ferry, which is at the end of Carolina Beach and Curry Beach, and heading over to Southport, Oak Island. And I'm going to welcome Chris Kuhn with Destination Beach Team. They are our newest team, and they are in the Oak Island area. Chris, welcome.
Hey, can everybody see me?
Yeah, we can see you great.
Yeah, we're really just starting out. We've got myself and then Pamela, who is just our first member of the team. We're really excited to be a part of RE/MAX Executive. We're still kind of getting our office set up. We've got some new furniture still coming in, chairs, things like that. But we do have some signage on the main road in Oak Island, which is really exciting. And actually, we're still finalizing our logo. We should have our final logo probably by the end of the week.
That is great. So the Brunswick County Island beaches, you've got Holden Beach, Oak Island, Southport, St. James, and Bald Head Island. Can you tell us just a little bit about each one of them in terms of prices, and then we'll kind of walk through some of the pictures and the details of the area?
Sure. Holden Beach is just west of Oak Island. It's probably one of the older beaches in the area. There are not a lot of things to do actually on Holden Beach, but we've just had a lot of property owners that own things for 20, 30 years. And their prices have been exceeding some of the other areas like Oak Island. If you look then to the east, you'll get to the Oak Island where I am now. And Oak Island has really gone through a lot of changes. I've been in real estate for 19 years and really was kind of a small, sleepy town, didn't have a lot of activity, had, beach houses and some people living here full time. And now it's just kind of grown and it continues to grow. I think the interesting thing about Oak Island is it does have a lot more area to grow. If you look at Southport and St. James, Southport is a historical community just off of Oak Island. It's about 15 minutes and really, really nice. You got historic homes similar to what they have up in Wilmington, which is a real nice area. They have a Southport pier. A lot of several movies have been filmed down in that area, especially the movie Safe Haven. That's kind of what Southport is really known for. St. James, which it says next to Southport, is a gated community just about 10 minutes from Southport, a real booming community as well. It started as a gated community and became its own town. That's how big it became. And it is also known as St. Jersey here because we have so many people from New Jersey that move there. And then, of course, Bald Head Island, which is kind of our unique and real elite area. It's an island isolated off of Southport. You can only get there by ferry, and just a really interesting place. We and the team, we don't do a lot of real estate there. We're looking to maybe connect with somebody, maybe for referrals over there. But just a really unique place. Probably similar, I think, to maybe like a Wrightsville Beach or something like that.
Okay, and you have to take a ferry to get over there, and that's kind of unique, nice, and riding bikes around. But
yes, that's correct.
Your community is incredible. I know that we wanted to point out a few details on the types of homes that you can expect and things to see and price points. So tell us a little bit about East Beach.
Sure. In Oak Island, we are a south-facing beach. and we have an east end and a west end. This property here on the screen is in the eastern part of the island. And it's extraordinary what this price, what price this property sold for. It was 2 or 3 years ago, this property probably would have been around 500,000 or so. But you know, with the increase in the demand and the hot market, we put it out there. We had several people feel that it should have been 800,000, but we thought we'd test the market. And we were successful in just a couple of days and were able to get, you know, 900,000. This was a second row house, so it's just across from the ocean.
Nice. And then you've got Intercoastal as well.
We are a barrier island, so we've got the ocean on one side and the Intercoastal Waterway on the other. On the northern side of our island, which is a lot more second homes and a lot of primary or full-time residents, we're seeing a lot of development there. And what's kind of nice is not only do they have the beach, but they can walk down and see the Intercoastal Waterway and launch a kayak or get in a boat or that type of thing.
That is great. And do you have a lot of lots, or do you see a lot of building going on? Is there room there?
Yeah, Oak Island, if you go to, you know, barrier islands and beach areas, I mean, we've got so much new construction going on, which is really exciting, but we still have a lot of land left. I get people all the time, are you running out of land? Do you still have land in Oak Island? I say, yes, we do. And, you know, we're seeing, you know, good development, but I always tell people, if you can't find the right house, get your piece of paradise and a piece of land, and then maybe build down the road or whatever. But, you know, land is a real big part of our business. And, you know, we try to work with builders and all of that. But I mean, I see great opportunity in buying land in Oak Island.
That is great. And what about beachfront property? Are there still places to build? Are you seeing tear downs?
We are starting to see tear downs, which is an interesting sign. We didn't see tear downs or houses being removed off of the beach for the lot since about 2007. But we are seeing that. We've got some old shacks and kind of seen better days. So people are picking them up and putting them on the other side of the island and selling them as just a $300,000 house and then having an oceanfront lot. We don't have that many oceanfront lots left, but we still have some. And an oceanfront lot these days goes for around 600 to 700,000. And as you come off of the beach, you can go across from the ocean at around 400 to 450. And then you get to the third row, which this is a dolphin lot. That was 317. I have one on the market right now. How the market's changing at 389. So I mean, we're seeing a pretty good jump in our prices, and Oak Island's just become a lot hotter than it was 2-3 years ago. Nice.
And as you guys are continuing to grow, it seems like your prices comparable to other beaches is pretty reasonable. Do you find people are saying that, or tell me a little bit about?
We, on our beach side, I think our properties are starting to reach some other beach area pricing. But on the north side of our island, where we've got many more residents and, you know, you've got a half a mile or mile and a half walk to the beach, we're seeing a lot of, you know, people coming in. We had people come in from COVID as a second home, and a lot of those second home people have not left, and now it's become their primary home, which is really interesting. And it's kind of made Oak Island a little bit more lively and, you know, a lot more people around than we used to see. We used to have just the 3-4 months of the summer, and then we'd be kind of a ghost town, but now we're changing.
That is great. Is that a picture of the canal there? I know there's a canal on Oak Island, right?
In the middle of Oak Island, which is really neat, is we have a Davis Canal, which kind of cuts right in through the middle of the island. It's real beautiful. We have some walkways that bring people from one side of the island to the other. And you can also kayak and fish in that canal there. And it's just nice. I mean, Oak Island's all about water, Intercoastal, Davis Canal, or the ocean.
That's good. And here are a few shots of Southport and Bald Head Island, it looks like.
Yeah, as I said, that's about 10-12 minutes or so when you get to traffic in the summer, maybe a little bit more, but in downtown Southport, and just really, really quaint, lots and lots of shops, and just continues to grow and develop. The one picture on the top right there is the Bald Head Island lighthouse, which is just has a lot of history behind it, and it's a beautiful area. This area is really known for its like boating and fishing. Like there's all these canals, you've got the Intercoastal Waterway, you can get out to the ocean and all of that. The sea turtle is really interesting. We are a sea turtle sanctuary, so everybody who sells beach houses here are very familiar with, you know, we've got certain rules of lights can't be on outside during the summer when they're nesting. They do come up and nest into our dunes, and it's a really beautiful thing. We had some turtles very recently come onto the beach, and it's, hot news, and some turtle came and laid some eggs, and we had a leatherback turtle as well come, which is kind of rare.
No, that is rare. And then, of course, those sunsets and sun with the east-west island, you get the wonderful sunset and the sunrise. That is,
Yes,
truly
we are blessed with
spectacular.
that. You stand on the beach and you can see the sun rise and set on the same spot.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for sharing Oak Island. I know your team is growing and that you're looking for new agents, so you wanted to do
Yes,
a
we
shout
are.
out as well.
All right, anybody wants to come and hang out at the beach and maybe sell some real estate, give me a call.
Thank you so much, Chris. Oak
Thanks.
Island is incredible. Fast fact, I bought my first house on Oak Island in Caswell Beach, probably 20 something years ago, and love the area.
Thanks.
Jeff, welcome. Jeff Domin is with the Domin Schwartz team, and they have a relatively new team office in Leland, North Carolina. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. Thanks for having me. I just want to say thank you very much to RE/MAX. We've been here almost a year now. We're going to be celebrating our year anniversary in Leland this July. So we came over from Caldwell Banker, and we just absolutely love the whole concept with RE/MAX, and we really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
Yeah, well, we are glad to have you. This is your team that operates out of Leland, and I know you guys also are in the Bradley Creek office occasionally as well.
That is correct. I work out of the Bradley Creek office about half the time, and the rest of my team works out of the Leland office. Karen Schwartz, my business partner, has been in real estate around 17 years and has always been in the Leland market. She is a wealth of knowledge and does a tremendous amount of business in the planned communities within the Leland area.
Karen is an incredible resource, and Leland has changed a lot over the years from a sales price standpoint. Let's talk about sales price and let's kind of get into the areas.
Yeah, our average sales price now is almost at 400,000, which is up. In the past 2 years, it's probably up about 150,000. It was in the mid twos 2 years ago. Pretty much everything is selling above list price, and the average days of market's at 15 days. Most of our properties are selling actually below that, but 15 days is the average.
That is great. And so Wilmington is the bigger city and Leland is the suburb here. Tell us a little bit about affordability, access.
Yeah, a lot of people choose Leland because in Wilmington, it's one of the smallest counties in the state, where Brunswick County is one of the largest counties in the state. Brunswick County has almost 1,000 square miles, where New Hanover County has 170 square miles. So it's literally 6 times the size in landmass. So there's an incredible amount of room for growth and new development in Brunswick County. So that's certainly helped pushing these larger planned communities. And it seems to be that's a lot what the northern people and people from the West Coast, they really want to be in that amenity-rich community.
That's great. And so Brunswick Forest is one of those communities. And can you tell us a little bit about Brunswick Forest?
Sure. Brunswick Forest has a really nice mix of townhomes, coastal homes, traditional brick homes. They're located, it's a golf course community also. They have Cape Fear National Golf Course, which is an excellent golf course, very well known. Price points in there go from the mid fours on up to over $1 million. Right now, I believe there's around 2,500 homes in Brunswick Forest, and they are still building there quite a bit. I believe they're expected to max out around 4,000 to 5,000 when they're completed. But it is, and what's nice about it is when they build, when you buy in a certain section, they keep moving to the outskirts to building. So, everybody that's currently living in there has very little interruption with new construction.
Nice. And you guys also have Compass Point there.
Compass Point is a gated community. It's located about 8 minutes outside of Leland. Very, very amenity rich. They have a huge amenities. They even have a river, golf course, very, very nice mix of homes. Starting at probably the mid upper fours for smaller single family or townhomes and going well over $1 million in there. Relatively new community. So pretty much everything in there is, has that new feel to it.
Right. And then you guys have a lot of planned communities. I mean,
We really do. And that's what really makes Leland so great. We're literally 8 to 10 minutes from downtown Wilmington. So you can actually get to downtown Wilmington and all the restaurants in half the time than if you're like south of Monkey Junction towards Carolina Beach because of the traffic and congestion in New Hanover County. So that's why a lot of people choose to move over to the Leland side. The tax base is a lot lower. You get a lot more house for the money, and it's just you kind of escape that traffic a little bit. But Waterford of the Carolinas, this is more of a Floridian style community, all brick homes. It's probably around 17 years old. The community, not a lot of new construction going on in there. There's some scattered lots here and there, but there's not a really presence of new construction going on. So it's mostly all resales in there. This is just a sample of one of the listings that we had this past year.
Nice.
Magnolia Greens is a golf course community, great community, heavily wooded lots that tend to be a little larger in there. More of a northern feel as far as the architecture of the homes. In there right now, homes are mid-4s on up to about mid-7s, low-8s. And then we have a lot of other boutique communities in Leland. This one is at Rice Hope. It was around a 4,500 square foot house. Gorgeous listing. Karen had sold for, I think, 1.15 million, and it was on the Brunswick River with a deeded boat slip. So there's a lot of unique communities here. And also, if you travel just a little bit further south, heading towards the southern part of Brunswick County, there's a lot of other rural communities that are out there that are great options also. It's still being within 15 to 25 minutes from Wilmington.
Okay. And then it looks like you guys do blood drive, and you're having a blood
this
drive.
Friday,
This
we are
Friday.
having a blood drive. I'm not sure if there's any appointments left still. I think we're getting pretty close to booked on that, but the blood mobile is going to be at our office from 11 to 4. So we appreciate all the support that everybody gave us for this event.
That's very cool. And do you see a lot of retirees moving to that area as well?
It's a really good mix, actually. We are getting a lot of retirees coming in here because they do like that, low maintenance home in the amenity rich neighborhoods. It's a good mix though. There are certain areas that people like a little more for retirement, but yeah, we are seeing a lot of retirees come down here.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking time to share information with us regarding Leland. Leland, definitely, I've seen for over 30 years. My family started a business in Leland when it was just industrial parks out there, and Mr. Frosty's was the only place to eat. So I've enjoyed seeing it grow and develop, and it's really huge. So thank you for sharing information, Jeff.
Right,
And
thanks.
we have got information and contacts. If you like to do QR codes, you can click on QR codes here. If you want the phone numbers, these are our offices in the Wilmington area. And we feel like it's important to highlight offices throughout our area so that you know what's going on in the Carolinas, and you have resources. If you have clients that are talking about a community or want to be in a community, connect them with our agents there. And that is really Hottie's brainchild as he's developing these offices, is to be able to have a wonderful referral network. So we appreciate you taking the time to listen